Good morning to everyone. Today we start with the new lesson. The lesson is lesson number 5, separation of substances. And in our daily life, we need to separate some of the unwanted things from useful things. For example, we should separate tea dust from tea. So tea dust is after making or preparing tea. The tea dust is unwanted. So we need only tea. We don't want the dust of that. So it should be removed. So how can we remove tea dust from the tea? So that is unwanted. Or we want to get the pure tea. For that, it is necessary to remove the unwanted dust after preparing tea. So how can we separate tea from tea dust? And some other example, suppose you are given a basket full of mangoes and guava together, and if you are asked to separate the guava from mango, how can you separate? Or if you are given with a grain stacks of grains, suppose paddy stacks, and you are asked to separate the grains from the stacks, how will you do that? Suppose you are given with the two things together, that is salt and sugar together. Accidentally salt mixed up with the sugar. What is the idea to separate salt from sugar or sugar from salt? So these are some daily situations, but we never come across or we never think about these all situations. And from this lesson, we are trying to learn how can we separate some unwanted things to make the material pure. So how can you get pure items from unwanted things? Suppose 3 or more things are mixed together accidentally, and we need only one out of that. How can we separate the things mixed from a mixture? How can we separate only the needed items? So in this lesson, we mainly focus on these things. Okay. So here, these all separation methods: separating tea from tea dust, separating grains from stacks, separating the salt from sugar, separating guava from mangoes, separating the black colored thing from rice. For all these, we have some processes. And these processes, we can select any of these processes only by getting the size of the object or the size of the items that is to be separated. So method, we should select a method that depends on the size of the material we need to separate from the mixture. Okay, so depending on the size of the object we need to separate, we have different methods. So in that, first method is given in the textbook. There are some methods of separation. First method is called hand picking method. What is meant by this hand picking method? First, hand picking method. And second method, threshing method. Threshing is another method to separate a mixture or separate one wanted item from unwanted thing. Or by this we can make the things pure. Okay. And third method, winnowing. So we will deal all these things in detail after or in the coming classes. So winnowing, that is another process of separating the things. Then sieving is another process. So we are going to study detail about all these processes. So just I am telling you the different methods of separation. Sieving is another method, and the liquid things we can do sedimentation, decantation or filtration. Okay, so these are the different methods for separating unwanted things or to make the things pure. Okay, so we can discuss it one by one. And in this methods, so these are the methods. Let me say all the methods once again: hand picking, threshing, winnowing, then sieving, then sedimentation, decantation and filtration. So these are the different techniques to separate the mixture or separating one item from another item. Okay, and the separation methods are very useful in our daily life. So we can get the or we can remove unwanted items from the objects or materials, and we can separate material from a mixture of materials. Okay, and today we start with the first method, that is hand picking method. And here I have a small amount of rice, and you can see some black colored material in it, black colored. So this black colored material should be, or item should be, removed from here. Okay, before we take this for cooking, we should remove the unwanted black material present in the white rice. So what I want to do, I cannot directly use this for preparing rice, but before that I should remove all the black colored. Can you see this black colored object present in it? So I should remove all the black colored materials or unwanted things out of it. So what I want to do, I just pick it up, throw it off. Pick it up, throw it off. This way, I want to remove all the black colored objects from the rice. Okay, this is very small amount of rice, so that it is easy to pick up all the unwanted black colored things from the rice, and I can make it pure. And after that, I can cook the food or cook this rice to get pure and clean rice. Okay, so this method of removing the item or the unwanted things out of this is called hand picking. So by name it is clear. This is with the hand I am picking the unwanted thing, and so that I can remove, and I will get the rice clean. Directly I can use it for cooking. Okay, so this is hand picking. So one more activity. Here is another thing, that is two things are mixed together. So here it is some big onions and some small onions are also added with this. So this is a mixture. So two items are mixed together. And what is my aim is, I want to get only the big onions from this. Okay, I need to separate big onions from small onions. So what I want to do, I cannot use any other methods of separation. Instead of that, I want to pick all the big onions. Okay, I'm picking up, not throwing off, keeping another in another place, picking up, keeping another place, picking up, keeping it another place, picking it up, keeping it another place, picking the next one, picking the next onion, picking the next onion. Now next one, next onion, next onion. Okay, till I remove the last. So here I have only the small onions in this particular vessel. Okay, and the big onions are now separated. So what I do, just picking, hand picking. This process is called hand picking. So hand picking is useful to remove unwanted or wanted items. Maybe these both things are wanted, but it should be separated. So separation can be done with the hand picking. So I am just picking all the second item from the first item, and I am keeping it in separate place, so that I can use this separate and I can use the big onion separately. So this is called separation of materials. Okay, and these things are having some size, or the particles are not too small. I can easily pick it up. Clear? If the number of onions are more, if it is one full sack of onion, I can't do this process. So it will take a long time. So if it is small quantity and the size of the items are big, I can do hand picking. Clear? So we discussed the first method, that is hand picking. The next processes or the other processes we will discuss in the coming class. Okay? Okay, with this we conclude today's class. and I'll give you some activity in the Google Classroom. Okay, thank you all.